How many times do we die in life? How many times can we have a rebirth in this lifetime that we are living? This is what I want to share and talk about today. Last night, I had a dream. In my dream, I was with my mother in law, but it was a woman that I never met. And she was like in her late 90s, and I was laying down in bed with my son, with one of my sons, and then she was by my side falling asleep but with a cigarette in her mouth. I mean, like she fell asleep with a cigarette, smoking a cigarette. And the next day I grabbed her and I put her in a wheelchair. My husband, her son, in that dream, came outside. We went outdoors, and he grabbed a kid bike, and he began to play around. And then I was um, with my mother-in-law, taking her, like playing with my husband and her also. At some point, she said that she was beginning to feel like she was passing away. So I called my husband to come and be with her. And I just felt this infinite privilege of witnessing somebody passing away. And I can have, if I could describe the memory of the dream, how clear it was. Every breath she took, every movement she made, with such a majesty and peace that was so impressive. Like she was saying goodbye to this life, but at the same time, she was welcoming her new, like she was born into another place, to another world. When I woke up with that from that dream, I felt a thought came to my mind that that lady that I thought was my mother-in-law was my own self. And the image or witnessing how she was dying represented for me, for my humble interpretation, my own death. But not my physical death, but like the death of the Ellie who it was, the one who I was just until that moment. But I was like facing and accepting going through that death because I knew that I was going to born again. And I had this just immense feeling and comfort in my soul that I am in a new beginning. I had just a new birth, and that everything is renewed in my life. Like that wasn't enough of a sign. A friend texted me back from Oregon, sharing with me a beautiful greeting and reminded me of a dream that she had with me months ago. And I forgot about the dream. So I asked her, what was that dream about? And she said, well, you had a piece of paper in your hand and was like a map. And you just grabbed that map, piece of paper, and put it into the trash. And then you said, let's go to do something fun. Suddenly, we were at the top of the building looking together an amazing sunset. The interpretation she gave to that dream was like, I had my plans, and those plans were like the map, the road that I had, and I threw away my plans because it wasn't working anymore. And then I decided to go with her like on in a new journey. And being on the top of the building, you can have a better perspective and appreciate what is in front of you, which is very amazing to me how life shows you, gives you signs all the time where the direction that you need to take. And it's not, I think we all have that, but we need to pay attention. Another tiny example, and I can stay hours here telling you, but last week I told my daughter, you know what? I want something red uh, that I can have. The next day, a friend brought me this. And I was like, how in the world? Those synchronicities, those divine confirmations in every step of our way, God is showering us with blessings, with information, but we need to learn to pay attention. I hear a speech from Oprah where she says that life or God whisper on your ears what you need to do. But when you don't hear, when you don't listen that whisper, then comes like a bigger noise saying or meaning, this is a sign that you are going to have this difficulty. But if you don't pay attention, I'm going to send you another test or another difficulty, much heavier, much harder to deal with. Until you don't learn the lesson, that same experience keep coming to your life in a form of a person, a job, a relationship, a circumstance, so loud that you said, okay, this is enough. I learned my lesson. Stop it. And then Oprah said, and because of that, in time, I learned to listen to the whisper instead of having to go through the heavy, big noise. And I want to leave you with those thoughts because I think we all are in that journey of learning to listen to the whisper, learning to listen to our body, or instinct, or soul, when we feel uncomfortable for some reason in front of a situation of a person, then that is not the place to be. And as always, there are some beautiful Bahai writings that I enjoy a lot that I will share with you that are connected with the topic that I'm talking today. Wishing you always all the best and much, much love. And every day is a new beginning, and with new beginnings comes new opportunities. See you soon. Bye. Remember not your own limitations. The help of God will come to you. Forget yourself. God's help will surely come. When you call on the mercy of God, waiting to reinforce you, your strength will be tenfold. Abdul Baha. Trustworthiness. Verily, it is the door of security for all that dwell on earth, and a token of glory on the part of the All-Merciful. He who partaketh thereof hath indeed partaken of the treasures of wealth and prosperity. Trustworthiness is the greatest portal leading unto the tranquility and security of the people. In truth, the stability of every affair hath depended and doth depend upon it. All the domains of power, of grandeur, and of wealth are illumined by its light. Baha'u'llah.